Okay, let's get into the deets of how to build a functional medicine virtual practice. Now, I'm going to give you just a tad bit background on me, okay? So 2019, I said, screw the office. I was super sick with my second pregnancy, well, technically third pregnancy, and I couldn't even physically get there. So I was like, I'm just going to pull the plug and go virtual. I already had a lot of patients that were virtual, or they were driving in from like an hour and a half, 2 hours away around Utah. So it wasn't that big of a transition, except I was already virtual when COVID hit. And so Zoom became world renowned. Whereas before that, it was like this, nobody knew what Zoom was. So here's the fun part. Everybody knows what Zoom is. Everybody can get around it. And if you're thinking about licensing and logistics, so Kathy, just so you know, chiropractors, we have to treat chiropractically within our state boundaries according to our license. We can use any other type of certification to act as a health coach that goes outside of our boundaries. Okay, so like I have this one, Functional Medicine University certificate, and that's how I use my health coaching practice outside of Utah. So, okay, we got some new ones coming into the virtual world. We've got some people who are already doing virtual and want to scale it. There are 4 steps to building a $1 million virtual practice. Now you're going to start with these 4 steps, continue with the 4 steps, and as you work your way up from 6 figures to 500,000 to $1 million, it's these same 4 steps. You just expand your outreach and broaden your audience. And instead of having 5 people in a group program, you've got 50 people in a group program, or you've got 55 people doing one-on-ones for a year. Like there's a lot of different ways to do it. We're going to jump into creating you can do a group one, or you can do a one-to-one. It's up to you. But we're going to take these 4 steps over the next 90 minutes, fine tune what you're already doing, and maybe create something new. Okay. So I love the chat box. Get in that chat box. I'm going to stay tuned with it throughout the entire time. If you have questions, put it in the chat box. If you have a comment, put it in the chat box. We're going to get into this. We're going to be this is a workshop. So I'm going to workshop this with you as we go. Okay. Are we ready? We're ready. Okay. Michelle says she's ready. Okay, let's just talk about the 4 steps. The 4 requirements we have to work on and fine tune to hit that $1 million virtual practice. The first step is build it. Okay, so this contains things like your offers. There you go. Your offers, the systems within your business, everything that we'd have to build, that's in the build it section. Once we have building it done, next up, we're going to brand it. Now, if you want to have $1 million practice, you got to have $1 million brand. You're going to have $1 million messaging. And we're going to really tackle the messaging right here within this hour because it's huge. In fact, when I ran this same workshop last week, we dove so far into the messaging that it transformed people's messages so they could change what they were saying on social media and emails and get people into their world that much faster. That was like the biggest response I had, was the impact of the messaging portion. So we'll get there. Once we have the $1 million brand built, now we got to have the $1 million money chats. We need to be able to talk about money, ask for it, and receive it easily. And as a practitioner, that was my hardest part, because we are told we have to help everybody. And in order to help everybody, we can't have our prices where they should be. Okay, so I just have one quick question for you. Get inside that chat box and say yes. I just say yes or no. You love where your prices are at. Yes or no? Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Michelle. Thanks for being brave, guys. Cynthia says yes. Cynthia's been around me for a little while now. She knows. Sandy, yes. Her too. Beth, sometimes depends on the occasion. Yes, from other webinars from me. Good. I'm glad I'm having an impact. Making sure we are valuing ourselves appropriately, because that's one of the hardest things that we have. So we're going to talk about money. Okay. Money is the biggest journey on my journey. I couldn't even ask somebody $200 for supplements. It was like the hardest conversation I ever had to have. And I was giving them supplements. I was giving them product. When it comes to asking them for money from my brain, that was even harder. So that's a big piece of my journey. We're going to dive into that as well. And last but not least, when we can talk about it, ask for it, and receive money with ease, the last portion is you got to become it. If you want to run $1 million practice, you need to make decisions like a millionaire would. We got to become that person. So when we get there, it's normal to us. Okay. And we're going to talk about in that section how to approach your messaging so that it looks like you are already full. And it looks like it's an honor to be able to work with you rather than I'm desperate, come work with me kind of thing. Okay. All right. Those 4 things: build it, bank it. No, build it, brand it, bank it, become it. With each of those 4 steps, we're going to dive into 3 categories. So we're ready to jump into the first one? We're going to build an irresistible offer right now. Okay. Now get out your pens and papers, get out your notepad on your phone, whatever you like to do. There are 3 requirements to build an irresistible offer. Now this can be a group offer, this can be a one-on-one offer, this can be a 5-day challenge, this can be a 12-month one-to-one. It doesn't matter. But you have to have these 3 pieces. Okay. I love the whiteboard because it's interactive. All right. So building our irresistible offer requires, number 1, we talk about the pain beneath the pain. As practitioners, we like to say, oh, let's balance your hormones. Oh, let's fix your gut. Oh, you have leaky gut, which is causing your food sensitivities. You have a thyroid problem. Those are all pains. We got to go deeper and we got to say, because of the thyroid problem, what's the underlying pain? Because the moms had the thyroid problem, they can't sleep at night. Because they can't sleep at night, they're struggling with the energy in the daytime. They're not the mom they want to be. That's the pain beneath the pain. A woman going through menopause. Menopause is the pain. She's got no libido. Her marriage is suffering. That's the pain beneath the pain. Okay, let's bring back your libido. Let's freshen up your marriage. I don't care if you're 50. Thumbs up. We understand the pain beneath the pain. Okay, now it's your turn. I'm going to put my timer on for 60 seconds. Think about who your favorite person is to treat. Every single time you get to work with them, it's like a breath of fresh air. We're going to recreate that person. What is their pain beneath the pain? Mark, set, go. So once again, think about that person you love working with. What's their pain? And then take it one step farther. Because of that pain, what's it inhibiting them from doing? That's the pain beneath the pain. 30 more seconds. Okay. All right, jump in that chat box. Let me see some of your pains beneath the pain. Be brave, guys. I'm just here to help. We're all here to help each other, promise. No energy, frustrated with life and dragging herself around through life, knows that there's more. So someone who's just surviving. They just survive day to day. Frustrated with it where they are. I would really play off of the no end energy, Angel, because people understand that. People understand, like, I have to grab my caffeine in the afternoon to survive. That's someone specific. For someone saying that they're frustrated with life, I don't know if that's specific enough. Constant diarrhea, can't go out with family on hikes, missing out on making memories. Yes. I've had a lot of people with that issue that I've helped. And one of them, she's like, I have to know where every stop is between home and my 20-minute drive to work. So that would be, plan the family road trip, or trust your body, knowing that you can get from home to work and back without any pit stops along the way. Overweight woman with no energy does not want to be intimate with her husband. Yep. So Heather, take it one step farther. Improve your libido, improve your relationship with your husband. Like, make it the positive. Lose weight, feel great, lose weight, have energy. Invigorate the love life with your spouse. Something like that. PMS, endo, night sweats, preventing you from showing up as a friend, partner, mom you want to be. Yeah. Joanna, I would take that one step farther too, because I would say, instead of showing up as a friend or partner, I would say be the friend, be the wife your husband married, be the mom you always wanted your kids to have. Be that person and name it, specify it. Derek, welcome on. 25-year-old female super athletic post. Cover long haul, then company said get the jab or no jab. Oh, geez. It's your primary person. You could do post-COVID vaccines as an entire commodity. Let's see, the pain beneath the pain would be required to get the vaccine and it destroyed your health. Let's eliminate the factors and get your health back. Something like that. Not look frumpy in their clothes and play with their grandkids. Lots of energy. They can't scale their business either. So weight loss, Love the way you look and the energy you have. So you can be the grandma, your kids, your grandkids' mom, something like that. Nice. Emotional pain was an issue. Yep. Okay, cool. You guys are doing awesome. So make sure no matter what in your messaging, when you talk about your offers, no matter what offer it is, when you say, hey, we can fix your thyroid problems, that's the pain. Hey, we can help you lose weight and sleep through the night. So you can have the energy to be the mom you want to be, to take the kids on a vacation, to what I'm doing a lot with my messaging right now, because it's February and I'm doing like a 90-day program and a 6-month program for patients. I'm talking about the summer. So I say, plan something fun this summer because you're going to feel better by the time summer comes. So that would be like my pain beneath the pain. Make this summer the best summer yet, where your health doesn't stop you. Sound good? Heather, make sense? Okay. Here's the second component to having a irresistible offer. We got to promise something. What can we promise them? And taking it one step further, what can we promise them in a certain amount of time? What's the timeline? Okay, I didn't show this last week, but I want to show this to you guys today. So let me pull it up real quick. Okay, this is a 90-day program. I literally had the thought of creating, what is today, Wednesday? Monday of this week. I wrote this up yesterday, send it off to my website designer who's going to build the page out in an hour or two, and then I can launch it next week. Okay. So here's those 3 pieces that I just talked about. Fix your messed up gut in 90 days. So there's my timeline. Here's the promise. And feel better before summer starts. Guaranteed. Okay. That guarantee, that promise is huge. Now, I'm not saying that their gut's going to be perfect in 90 days, but what I'm saying is I can help them feel better within 90 days. Feel better before summer starts. So we're going to launch this and have it rocking and rolling in March. We have March, April, May. Summer starts in June for 90 days. Okay. And then I go into a story that talks about, the pain beneath the pain. My gut was a mess. I ended up in the ER a couple of times. They sent me home without answers. This is a true story. My stomach would hurt every time I would digest anything. I tried a million supplements, changed the way my gut functions. I took a nap. Now I feel amazing, kind of thing. Okay. So there's your 3 pieces. Pain beneath the pain, a timeline, and a promise. Have the guts to make a promise. Know you're confident enough to make the promise. Now, what happens if they're like, well, I'm done 90 days and I don't feel any better? We'll have a big chat. I will tell you that because it's not going to happen. And 2, I'll share with you. I think I wrote it down somewhere in here. Yep, right there. I'm so confident this program will work for you that I guarantee you'll feel better by the end of the 90 days. Or here's what happened. I don't like to give money back because that's just not good business. Or you and I will work together personally for free. So at that point, if that's an issue, I'll bring up their blood work. I look at it, write them up a personalized plan, and be ready to rock and roll. But that's what I would recommend is, or you and I will work together personally for free until you get that I feel better moment. Okay. Okay. Jumping into the chat. Faith, get your sexy back. Yeah, get your sexy back so you can. We're going to get that into the messaging in this next portion. Why do they want their sexy back? What's going to give it? What's going to benefit them from it? Did you just say block the chat? No, I'm getting back into the chat. Okay, is that helpful? 3 key components to creating your irresistible offer. Doesn't matter what offer you create, always remember those 3 things. Sandy, I would not include supplements with that work for free because they're just getting my time. I can't give them money on top of it. Yeah, Faith, you'll get it as soon as I launch it. There's going to be a website. And I'll be talking about it all over on social media and the emails. So for the patient side of things. Okay, now I want you to take those 3 pieces that we just talked about. And I want you to create a 90-day program with that. Okay, and here's why. So think about an offer that contains these 3 things. And what would you create inside a 90-day program? What would it look like? Okay. Now here's mine. I just literally created the last 48 hours. Got some testimonials, da-da-da-da. Is this program right for me? Where's my deliverables? Right there. Okay, this is what it's included. Okay, just to give you guys an idea. My brand new Fix My Messed Up Gut protocol. So this is how I came to this protocol. I've been reading some blood work for individuals inside my $3,500 package. And the one I read yesterday, oh my heck, she's one of those messes that it's like, oh, I cannot wait for you to experience this because it's going to transform everything you've experienced about your health. So I created this 6-month protocol and I texted Kelly about it. And I was like, Kelly, this one is so good. Like, this is my best protocol yet. What would it look like if we took the first half of it, that's all gut, and we turn it into a 90-day program? Will you add up the math for me and tell me what the cost of those supplements are? So she did, and it was like $440. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. Like, to get these amount of supplements and this result in 90 days, and it's only going to cost me $440 to do this. Sweet. So they get the protocol. Okay. Now you have to be careful. I've experienced this many times. People will say, well, what are the supplements you're using? Don't tell them. That's the beauty of your protocol. If you were to tell them the supplements, which I have online in my supplement store, they literally will go buy the individual supplements. See, Sandy's shaking her head because she knows. And then they'll email you and say, hey, I just bought the supplements. Can you send me the protocol? No, that's why you had to buy the entire kit. So you can get the protocol with it. The protocol's value, it's my knowledge. So make it valuable, okay? Then all the supplements are included. This is a one-size-fits-all program. Every single person who does this program is going to get these supplements. But I'm so confident with the protocol that I'm going to guarantee they're going to feel better in the 90 days. Their price tag on those supplements is double mine. So it's like $880. So I just threw out a $997 value. And then I created a course. You can do anything in addition to this. Like if you're a nutritionist and you've got dietary plans, include the dietary plans. If you are whatever other tools or tricks you have up your sleeve, add it into it. The tool and trick I have up my sleeve is blood work. So I'm going to give them access to my brand new course, everything you need to know about blood work. And then during this time, I'm going to give them 90 days of email support with me and my team. So I'm literally just handing them over everything they need on a platter to then go do on their own for 90 days. Okay, I'm going to charge $1,488 for this. I'm going to profit $1,000. Okay, then again, I said, no matter what hasn't worked for you in the past, this will. But you have to follow through with it. If you do, I guarantee you'll feel better in less than 90 days. Done. Okay, take 60 seconds and think about what you would put together in a 90-day package. You got March, April, May. Make summertime that like golden nugget. Have the best summer yet. Angel, it wouldn't change. So you can still offer something like the 90-day package. You would just include something else in it. You could teach them how to read the blood work. You can, I know you have the patches. You can include the patches. You can, like whatever's up your sleeve. What? Sandy, really? They messaged me who that was. Because the people I've been sending you, have been sending them to you for a reason. Cynthia, I'm using the systemic formula supplements. Their new BioClear 1 and 2 in that package. Okay, 30 more seconds. Write it down. What comes to your head? What would you create in a 90-day package? Okay, we good? You guys created your irresistible offer? We just did it in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Doors open Friday on my 6-week group coaching program, and I've included 6 months of continued direct support through a private community on my Kajabi. You can take this into the future and turn it into a 90-day cycle. 4 pillars: vibrant nutrition, mindful movement, sacred lifestyle, and divine connection. With my book as well, plus my ancient traditions for a kitchen, for modern kitchen. Joanna, keep rolling with it. Just remember when you're messaging it, I don't know how many people have joined, but when you're messaging it, make sure you talk about the pain beneath the pain, the timeline, and the promise. What can you promise them in 6 weeks? In fact, I would honestly eliminate these 6 months of direct support afterwards. I would make that more of a VIP status at the end. If they want to continue in that form, say it's another $500 or something like that for 6 months. People really love that 6-week timeline because they can commit. They can commit to 6 weeks and stay committed. So what can you promise them within that 6-week timeline? Yeah, cool. Okay, have the sexiest and healthiest summer, have more energy, feel sexy or naked, enjoy better moods, guaranteed inches lost all over your body in 90 days. What I would do with that, Angel, instead of saying guaranteed inches lost, I would say like decrease a size, a pant size, like that one specifically. Because that's a hard guarantee. But I'm glad you threw a guarantee on there. And maybe instead of saying feel sexy or naked, I would say love the way you look in the mirror. Love what you see in the mirror. Because then you can actually get into the mindset in your program and you can completely change their mindset on it's up to you what you see in the mirror, not what social media and what the world's telling you. You get to see what you want to see in the mirror. And then it's like guaranteed complete because now you completely change their mindset. Okay, we got to keep going because that's only number one. Build it. Number two is probably just as important, if not even more important. We got to brand it. Now that you have your offer built, let's brand it. And by branding it, we're going to focus right now on the message. Okay. How are we messaging these things? And that's such a tricky thought for us because we're trained to think anatomy. We're trained to think physiology, to think at a high level. But when it comes to messaging, we have to be 10-year-olds. If a 10-year-old can't understand your message, it needs to be dumbed down even more. Okay. So diagnosis is like our rheumatoid arthritis or hemochromatosis or plantar fasciitis. Like those are things that 10-year-olds don't understand. Instead, you can say joint pain, high iron, foot problems. Go so simple that as people are scrolling through social media, they don't have to think about it. People don't get on social media to think. They get on social media to waste time. Don't make them think. Okay? Now, the way I want to do this is by sharing this with you. Okay? Sandy, can you see my screen with the picture? Okay. Now, I didn't want people to know who this is. I don't even know who this is. I just happened to see it on my social media, took a screenshot, and I was like, okay, this will be a perfect example of messages gone wrong. Okay, now she could be the best foot zoner and the best EFT practitioner ever. But I would bet $1 million that she got 0 response with this post. Okay, so then as practitioners, we make a post and we put ourselves out there when we're brave and we're courageous, and then we get no response. It's crickets. And then we start to think, man, I am not doing good things. I suck at my job. When in reality, it's nothing to do with us. In fact, I would be willing to bet also that every single one of you on this call, you're a better doctor than I am. Because over the last 2 years, I haven't been studying the body. I've been studying the business, the marketing, the mindset, and the money. So I can create these workshops like this and help you guys with it. Okay, so you're all better doctors than me. I just got to teach you things that's cool to me now, like this stuff. Okay, so we're going to fix our I help statements. This is a workshop. We're doing these things together so you can improve your brand, improve your messaging. All right, get inside that chat box. And based off of this I help statement, just say yes or no. Do you know exactly who she's trying to help? Anna says yes, huh? Everyone says no. I help people to find and remove the blocks that are keeping them stuck in the past. If you were to see that post, would you say, oh, that's me? Oh, that's so and so. Oh, that's my mom. Oh, that's my sister. That's my friend. That's a. Could you specifically say who that is? I would say no. It can be anyone. Exactly, Angel. I would also say that as a entrepreneur, I get that finding and removing the blocks that are stuck in my past is helpful. But here's the second problem. I have no idea what the results are going to be if I were to reach out. You guys getting it? So identify who it is that you help specifically. Get very, very, very specific with it. So here's our exercise. The next 60 seconds. I help. Tell me who you help. And then you're going to use these 3 words. So you can. And then tell me what the results are going to be. Okay, you got 60 seconds. Go. Thirty seconds. I help. Specifically, tell me who you help. And then tell me what's the result. So you can, and the result. Okay. Let's get inside that chat box. Let me know what you did. I help premenopausal women feel better and have more energy so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Angel, I love the first part. Let's get even more specific with the so you can. Because they might already feel like they're living their best life. They don't know that something else is possible. So you can take that dream vacation with your girlfriends that you've been wanting to, but you just haven't pulled the trigger. I help autoimmune clients so you can reduce inflammation, pain, bloating, brain fog, and regain energy. Lauren, I help autoimmune clients. Let's get the so you can. The so you can goes deeper. The inflammation, the pain, the bloating, the brain fog, those are all pains. We want to dive in deeper and say, because of the pain, what's the real problem? I help autoimmune. So I'm going to just use like an MS patient I had, for example. She had 4 teenage boys and was diagnosed with MS in her late 30s. So you can avoid the injections. Avoid the injections that make you bedridden for 3 days every time you have them. So you can keep pace with your kids. So you cannot be scared of your future. Dive into that pain beneath the pain. I'm Joanna, your cyclical living guide. I support and guide women back to themselves, to our bodies' innate sacred rhythms, so you can live a vibrant life beyond the ordinary. I know what you do, who you are. Joanna, I would start off with, I would say that I'm Joanna, your cyclical living guide. I would put that at the end of things that you do. It sounds backwards, I know, but if you pay attention to my posts or even my emails, I'm gonna get right into the you've got 2 seconds to capture people's attention. So I help women become themselves again so you can live a life beyond ordinary. You can live a magical life, not just an ordinary life. Hey, I'm Joanna, your cyclical living guide. Just these few little tweaks. I help people find hidden weaknesses like infections so they can heal and feel better. I help sick people identify who that person is. I help, because you don't want to help everybody. I help sick people find hidden problems so they can truly heal and feel better without more doctor's visits or something like that. I help women with arthritis feel better, regain use of their hands so you can feel healthy again. I help women with arthritis feel better and not have pain in their joints, be able to use their hands again. I wouldn't necessarily say feel healthy again. I would just focus on, so your joint pain is gone and you have complete use of your hands again. And then think of too, Angel, why do they want complete use of their hands? Is it because they can cross, they can knit, they can do art projects? Like, take that one step farther so you can be the artist or you once were. I help type 2 diabetics reverse their condition so they can stop taking medication. Love it. I help people struggling. That's bold too. That's a bold one, Heather. I help type 2 diabetics reverse their condition. I help people struggling with allergies so you can enjoy the outside and foods you've been missing. Love it. Help you clear your body of pain causing issues so that you may enjoy living life again. Faith, I would say I help something along the lines of I help sick people figure out why they're in pain with their normal blood work so that you can live a life pain-free. Yeah, Heather, that's a sweet niche. It's brilliant. Okay, so just as we have our 3 requirements for building an irresistible offer, we have our 3 requirements for building a $1 million message. And I've already talked to you about them, but for me to lay it out, it's use the words so you can. A 10-year-old must understand it. Don't forget about the results. Okay. All right, who's learned something new in the last 50 minutes? Give me a thumbs up. Say yes in the comments. Feel like you can take this and run with it tomorrow? You can run with it today, actually. It's only noon, unless you're on the East Coast and it's 2 o'clock. Good, we're all learning something new. Okay, now I might get underneath your skin in the next 10 minutes. And that's a good thing because we want to be able to make money. If we want to be able to make it easy to talk about, ask for and receive. Okay. Now I can spout off money just like it's a number anymore. The rule I have with what can we charge as a practitioner is this. I always get asked, well, what can I charge for this program? Totally up to you. You must be comfortable talking about the number. It just needs to roll off your tongue. Okay. But here's the peak. All right. You can create any type of offer and price it at whatever investment you've made yourself. Okay, so if you've invested in a 20K coaching program, your limit's 20K. You can create a 20K offer. If you've invested in a 50K coaching program, you can do a 50K offer. Would you guys agree? We can't ask for something we have yet to do ourselves. Yeah? Okay. All right. We're going to talk about 3 things when it comes to money. Everybody just take a big deep breath. Let's talk about money. It's like actually one of my favorite things to talk about now because I've worked so hard on healing all of these negative stories that we are told about money. Okay. The first one that we're going to change. How many of you have heard it takes money to make money? Tell me in the chat box. Money, you must have money to create money. It takes money to create money. Such a lie. And yes, they've heard it. Okay. So what does it take to create money? If that's not true, what is true? Ideas. Ideas turned into action create money. So how many of you are sitting on an idea that you have not taken action on yet? And you're thinking, I wish I had more money in my bank account. I want to be able to do this program. I just need to find the funds for it. Don't find the funds, create them. Create the funds to do it. So take your ideas, put them into action so that you can create money. Okay. Now we've been talking about, where is it? Right there. This idea that I had. I'm pretty good at taking an idea, turning it into quick action, and launching it within the next, I would say, 5 to 7 days on average. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. I have no idea if this is going to work. I have no idea if somebody will actually pay me for that program. But I've failed enough times now that I don't care anymore. I've created opportunities. I've gone to workshops. I've rented hotel conference rooms multiple times and had like one person show up. So I just want to encourage you to fail so many times if you haven't reached that point yet that you don't care and you do it anyways. Is that safe? Is that a good challenge for y'all? I've heard people say messy makes me millions. You don't need to have fancy perfection stuff. You just need to do it. just gone ahead and done it, blundering my way through and learning as I go. People still joining, paid, so I'm nice. Good job. Joanna, we'll see how it takes. But again, it's that 10-year-old term. I don't want to say something that's above 10-year-old term. I want to be able to say, oh, I have a messed up gut. That's me. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's one. Ideas and action create money. Lie number 2. Money is scarce. How many have you heard something like, money doesn't grow on trees. There's not enough money. We don't have money for that. Yes? I'm the only one that's heard those kind of things about money. Sandy's nodding her head. Okay, good. As long as we're all on the same page. Okay. Now here's the thing. When was World War II? When was the Great Depression? 1840? 1940? What was that? I don't even know. It was 1940s. We'll say that. Okay. Every single one of us every single one of us had a family member that experienced the Great Depression, where they truly experienced money is scarce. The problem is that same programming has trickled down every single generation, reaching us. So now, instead of thinking money is scarce, we're going to say money is abundant. There are trillions of dollars out there. You have every right to have some of that and to have plenty of it, just as much as anybody else does. In fact, I'm going to tell you this because as soon as I was told this, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. If you're a good person, you have a responsibility to make a lot of money, to be wealthy, because you can do so much good with it. When good people make good money, good things happen. So next time you're like, I want to charge $6,500 for this program. I want to charge $12,000 for this program. Whatever it is, you get to attract it because you're a good person. If you're on this call, you're a good person. You have a responsibility to have more than enough. So you can do so many good things with it. Yes, money flows freely to me. I love that word freely too, Joanna, because if we talk about the word currency, current, like money current, river current, water current, money is a current, and it comes and it can come and it can come and it can come. We just have to take our ideas, take action on those ideas, and then watch as the current of money flows to you. Okay, that's my little money blurb. Take a big deep breath, let it just sink in. And then every time you hear it, if you are to hear, you're standing in the grocery store and the stranger mom tells the child that we don't have money for this, you're going to immediately flip it in your mind and you're going to say, I have money, but I'm choosing to use it for other things. And if you're like me, I sometimes speak it out loud. Teresa, will you email me that question? I'll get back to you. Yes, you can order labs, but not through like LabCorp. You have to go through separate companies now. But there's so many lab companies out there. Okay, last thing when it comes to money. I want to talk about 3 aspects on every single step along the way, okay? Get inside that chat box and tell me what comes to mind when you see this word. I have been told that is bad. That constrains you. That makes you a slave. Kathy said stress. Yeah, Heather, we're gonna get into this. So in my culture, Sandy, fear, that's another good one. Like many, debt is okay for 3 things. Education, which I have a lot of debt of from my education. The house, buying a house, and if needed, a vehicle. Those 3 things. Am I the only one that's crazy? That's okay for those 3 things. Agreed. Joanna says for the 3. Okay. Now, I've put myself in numerous rooms over the last 2 years as I've really dove into all things business, marketing, mindset, and money. Put myself in rooms that people are making 7, 8, 9 figures. And every single one of them has leveraged debt in some way, shape, or form to get where they are. Okay. The most common way that they've leveraged debt are 0% credit cards. I've used that twice on 2 different occasions. Okay, there was one occasion where I'm going to get to this, Joanna. There was this program that I wanted to join, one of the best marketers in the world, and I got on the call with his sales team, and I thought, okay, it's going to be like $30,000. I'm just expecting that type of price tag. And there was a program that was $25K inside his mastermind that was all group stuff. I didn't want group stuff anymore. I wanted one-on-one support. That program was $50K. I didn't have $50K in my bank account. I had $34,000. So I was like, well, I really need this program. I really want to do this program. It would change everything. And he's the one where I learned the 3 components of an irresistible offer. Because his guarantee was, I will guarantee you're going to 5 times your investment over the course of the next year, or we'll keep working with you until you do. Okay. So it's like $50,000. He guarantees it's going to turn into $250,000. I got to figure out a way to do this. So with the $34,000, they offered a 6 monthly plan payment schedule. Now it was $50,000 all in, or 6 payments of $10,000. And my first thought was, paying an extra $10,000 for the same program? That's just stupid. Why would I do that? And then my second thought was, that's a lot of sky miles. I'll be able to get some airfare for free for that because I run everything on my Sky Miles card. So I did it. I took the leap. I handed the credit card information over to the sales call again on Zoom. And I will say within the next 3 months, we turned it on to $250,000. So it was well worth the investment of me taking that leap and saying, I don't have the money now, but I can pay you over time. Okay, now there's two philosophies when it comes to that. When you get into that millionaire thinking, which will blend us right over to that become it section, that step 4, where we have to start thinking, acting, and making decisions like a millionaire. There's two choices. You just pick which one feels better to you. One, some will always just pay in full because they don't want to spend the extra money. Others, they'll have the money to pay in full, but they will always take the payment route because they don't like seeing that big chunk of number drop in their bank account at one time. They would rather space it out over time. Okay, so when it comes to money and when it comes to making these investment decisions, it's up to you, whichever route you want to take. I've even been told by a millionaire specifically, she hates credit cards. She would rather not get any of the rewards from your credit card and just spend everything on a debit card. So that way she sees the money coming out increments at a time rather than all on a credit card at once every month. That's the way it works for her. So that's the way she does it. Okay. So take the leap into the program and figure out a way if it's right for you. If you're feeling called to something, create the path to get there. That's a millionaire in the making. We all want to be millionaires because you're all sitting on this call. And the beautiful part is being a millionaire is a good thing. Having excess money, having excess resources, it's a good thing. You get to do so much more good with it. Okay. All right. That's the 3 things of money with a little bit of become it stuff. Okay, I want to pose one more question. Okay, going back to this idea of ideas turned into action, create money. I want you to look back and think, how fast do you launch a new idea? Joanna launches within 60 days. Okay. Okay, just to go back and, it depends on how big your team is. And it really depends on how fast you are with your messaging. But I hope that this messaging section has helped today. The faster you can take your ideas and turn it into action, the faster that money current flows to you. Okay. Now that same guy who I joined his, ended up being 60K for me, $60,000 program. He says that his launch rate from an idea to launch is 24 hours. Now, mind you, he has a giant team. He's got a team of 50 to 60 people, so he can do that quickly. But then he says this: I failed so many times launching things, launching ads, new ideas, new offers, new programs, that I'm not fearful of failure anymore. And that's been my biggest issue. I've had the biggest fear of failure ever until I was faced with shutting down everything. Now it's like, you know what? I faced the worst of the worst. I've come through it on the other side. I am no longer fearing failure anymore. Okay. So I just want to let that sink in for a second. Just keep offering, just keep creating. You never know what's going to be the $1 million offer that sticks. Okay. Well, let's just run through some numbers because you're thinking maybe millionaire is like so far out there, but it's just a numbers game. So say we have your 90-day program and you're going to charge, depending on what's in it, $4,500. Okay. Now, if you're running a group program, say this one is group, maybe you make a $6,500 VIP option where that includes a little bit more one-on-one time with you. If you were to get 50 people in this number, that 90-day program would be $225,000. Say you were to get 10 people in at 6,500. So now you're going to increase that. You could run that program 4 times a year. Just that one program. Now to hit these numbers, maybe you have to spend some ads to get people into that and broaden out your audience and your reach. But I just want to show you guys how possible it really is to hit that 7-figure mark just off of one simple program. Isn't that cool? When you see it laid out like that? Okay, take a look at this one. I was doing the math on this yesterday, just to see what would happen. I don't do low ticket items very often. Okay, now low ticket, I'm saying something like $25. Say you have something for $25. Okay, say it's residual. You get 300 people in. That's going to be $7,500 a month. Times that by 12 equals 90,000. So there's one 6-figure option on just a $25 ticket that you could add to other programs. That $25 ticket per month might look like a private Facebook group where people can come in and ask you questions about menopause, or they get specific training. You can train them on how to read labs, like something special that you can just grow. I don't care if you have 300 people in that. I don't care if you have 500 people in that Facebook group. It's all just like what, 1 hour a week of your time? Okay, lots and lots of different ways to add this all up and bring it in, to create it, the fun part. Planning on doing a community membership on Kajabi for $36 a month. There you go. Yep. You can take those people that are primed, and when they're ready to work with you one-on-one, here's the other thing too, I want to shift before we conclude here. With these programs that are on timelines, now you get to invite people to come join your world. You get to invite them into your private club. This private club is a 90-day program. We start in March 1st and we will end May 31st. Now you're not sitting back waiting for people to come to you. You're going out there and inviting them into private club opportunities. Okay. Angel, you were right. This workshop was way different than last week's workshop, which is why I love doing live things. Okay. This workshop will be recorded and we will get it out for you to watch. I had multiple people tell me they watched the recording multiple times from last week. I'll have to make sure they get on this recording because it was different and I think better, honestly, than last week. Just tell me in the chat what your biggest key takeaway was over the last 80 minutes. Give you a second to think. Heather, I've been overthinking things. Just go and do. And if you ever have questions, you just say, being messy makes me millions. I'm going to be messy today. Mindset shift about the money and the offer. Jump in and trust, fail forward. Yeah, go forward. Kathy, creating an offer and message. Now, Kathy, you're going to take those exact concepts and go virtual. Yes, Joanna, I finally got to come on live. The biggest key takeaway is what I do paragraph, the how I help, how to make my offer better next time. Tyrone, the pain beneath the pain, and to not care about failing. Yes. We are practitioners. We like to hit that pain level, but that has a price tag on it. When you go pain beneath the pain, that's priceless. Don't worry, Margaret, there's a replay. Glad you can make it on when you did. All right, Joanna, see ya. Okay, I need to create the website backend method for them to pay as well as the online store. One step at a time, Sandy. You don't even need to create the website. Like I launched a $3,500 package and I just said, message me for details. I got into the DMs on Facebook and Instagram. I shot them a link to my calendar schedule. I chatted with them, ended up having a couple people be right for the scenario and jump in. I didn't even have a sales page. I just was like, well, I'm going to create this. Let's see what happens and we'll run with it. Okay. As we're finishing up here, I want to invite you guys to keep this momentum going. Okay, not only to keep the momentum going, but to have some accountability so that we take these ideas, create them into action, and then most importantly, we message them correctly. And we have a sales process for people to come inside. Okay, I have created, and I'm inviting you guys to learn more about the brand new 6-month Build Your $1 Million Practice program. Okay. We're going to have 4 live calls per month. These live calls will happen on the 2nd and 3rd week of every month on that Tuesday and Wednesday at, let me get the timelines right, 12 p.m. Eastern for 90 minutes. Each call per month will be the build it, brand it, bank it, and become it calls. Okay. I'm pretty good at what I do. I'm pretty dang good at it now, but I like to spruce some things up and bring in some additional experts. So I'm bringing in a branding expert who creates $1 million brands like Jen Gottlieb's and Lori Harder's. She's behind their brands. And then I'm also bringing in a bank it expert. Her name's Nicole Mitchell. She is the epitome of learning new ways about money because she went from food stamps to a millionaire in like 2 years. Just by changing what she knew about money, she's going to bring that into us. So in the course of 6 months, we will have you build the rock solid foundation of $1 million virtual practice with those 4 pieces. Not only can we get the build it, but we're going to get the messaging and the brand it and the marketing, including sales. And then we're going to get the money and we're going to get the mindset. Okay. Those are the biggest 4 pieces I see, and the difference between 6-figure earners and 7-figure earners and above. So I just want to welcome you guys into learning more about this. If you're interested, schedule a call with me. I will pull my calendar link up. Then I will send this out to your email as well. Elevator. Okay, so if you're ready to stop guessing and start trying to navigate it on your own, and like me, I made hundreds of thousands of dollars of mistakes, and bypass all the mistakes I made, build it right from the ground up. Let's do that in the next 6 months. So you are set by the end of August. Okay. So the calendar to schedule with me is right there in the chat box. I will get it out in additional ways as well. We begin in March, so the doors will close February 28th. We are going to be a very tight-knit small group that starts and stops together. So we're all going to begin together. There's going to be a maximum of 15 of us so we can really get help individually. And then we'll continue the entire 6 months together. This is the only time to get inside this program this year. Mom? 5-year-old just got home from school. So, okay. All right, grab that calendar link. Get on the schedule with me. It's Monday, Tuesday of next week. And let's get you guys in. Oh, I cannot forget the most important thing. We didn't cover this as well. When you're doing your offers, don't be afraid to tell them the price tag. I learned this last week when I was launching the $3,500 option. I launched it 2 different ways. The first way was I included everything, including the price tag. The second way is I just said, reach out to me if you're interested. Okay. I will tell you, I had, I don't know, 15 to 18 people reach out when I included the price tag, and I had 0 reach out to me when I just said, let me know if you're interested, and I didn't include the price tag. Okay, so as I talk about this 6-month program and I invite you guys into it, if you're on this call, you're right for it. Let's just make sure that it is right for you with a calendar schedule with me. The investment, my team wants me to charge like $15,000 to $16,000 for this. But I know where I was in those shoes after making so many mistakes and like $100,000 on a website that I don't even use, never even did, never got me anywhere. So the investment's only $9,900 for the next 6 months with 6-month payments of only $1,650 per month, or a one-time all-in at $8,500. Okay. So come join me. Let's learn more and make sure it's right for you and you're right for it. Cool. So you can keep going with this momentum. We've only spent 90 minutes together and look how much it's already changed. Keep that momentum going for the next 6 months and come join us. Okay. All right. Angel, this is where this program comes into place. I have never, ever, ever talked about money and mindset in my programs. We've only done the practical. And when we only do the practical, it can only get us so far. We got to have the additional pieces with it. That's why this program's in place. So, buddy, I need you to go out. I'm not done working. Okay. All right. Okay. Whew. 15 minutes. Actually, I don't even know if 50 minutes came from. That was 90 minutes. 90 minutes of gold. Tell me in the chat box if you're so grateful that you came on today. No one's grateful they came on today. Oh God, I'm glad Faith's grateful that she came on. Okay, it's 12:30 my time. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Sandy, always grateful. Don't forget to schedule that call with me. Let's chat. It's gonna be an incredible 6 months together, and end of the month is the last time to get into it for the entire year. So, okay, cool. Jennifer, so glad you joined us. Margaret, glad you joined. Dragonfly.